Let's begin Cartesian, cylindrical coordinate system. We have already discussed about rectangular Cartesian coordinate system. In rectangular Cartesian coordinate system, if I want to specify the location of an object, suppose a car, I need to go certain distance along x direction, then a certain distance along y direction. That is, first I need to go horizontally, then I go vertically, and this xy will be the coordinate of my car. Now in the cylindrical coordinate system is another way, as an alternate way to specify the location of any object classically. So now if I want to reach the car, then I need to specify the distance and the direction along that distance through which I will travel, and I need to specify the angle along which I will move to reach the car. So basically this phi is angular direction, r is the radial direction. Now evidently, if this is x and this is y, then applying Pythagorean theorem, we will readily obtain the values of r and phi. These r, phi, these are equivalent points to that of x and y in rectangular Cartesian coordinate system. Now, if we want to specify a point in 3 dimension, this is in 2D. In 3D, what will happen? Suppose I have a cylinder, I want to specify a point on the surface of the cylinder. Suppose this is a water bottle and the shape of this is a cylinder. I want to specify the location of this letter M. So I need to specify how I reach M. First I need to know the radius of the cylinder. So if there is an axis passing through the center of this cylinder, then the distance between this axis and this letter, that is the radius of this cylinder, will give me the r coordinate of this M letter. Now what will be phi? Then I need to draw a perpendicular on this plane. Suppose this is y plane, because if I take this x-axis and this is y-axis, and z-axis is along this direction. So on this plane, z value is equal to 0. So I need to drop a perpendicular from this M letter and on this plane where z is equal to 0. And now I will draw a straight line between the origin and the foot of the perpendicular, which I have drawn from this letter M. Now I need to specify, I need to know the angle between this line and this x-axis. This is phi. In 3D we also need the z direction, but any element along z direction is exactly same as we have done in the Cartesian coordinate system. But in the r direction and phi direction, the elements look like this. In r direction, the element is dlr equal to dr r cap, and along phi direction, the element is dl phi equal to r d phi cap. Because it's a length, so I need to specify a length, not the angle. If I just write this d phi, that will not do, because this is a length. So in order to match the dimension, I need to write the arc length. And if r is the radius of the cylinder and phi d phi is the angle, then this arc length, we know that it is r d phi. So this justifies this equation. Now what will be the direction along what will be the direction of this r cap, that is the unit vector along r. Now if I consider again 2D, in this first figure, this is the two-dimensional cross section of the cylinder, and if I take this point which is a coordinate of r and phi, and if I draw a line between the origin, that is our reference point, origin or our reference point. And this is the direction along which this r is increasing. So r hat or r cap, that is the direction of the unit vector, specify a direction along which this r is increasing. Similarly, this phi is increasing along this direction anti-clockwise. So direction of phi hat or phi cap or unit vector along phi angle will be along the direction of increasing phi. Let us discuss the relation among the unit vectors of the cylindrical coordinates, which are r phi, with the unit vectors along the Cartesian coordinates, which are x y. Now suppose these are x and this is y directions along in the Cartesian coordinate system. Now this is unit vector r, which is along the direction of increasing r, we have just discussed, and this is the unit vector along phi direction. Now what will be the relation among all these quantities? First we need to find out the surface area along this r phi and of course the z direction, because we still are in 3 dimension. Suppose I am taking this 3D cylinder. Now along this direction, if I move starting from the center, this is actually a capacitor of 30 microfarad. This is damaged and used, and suppose I move along this radial direction. So in this direction r is increasing. If I want to find out the surface area along this radial direction, what we need to find out is, suppose I go to the face of the cylinder. Now at this point, the radius r, that is the value of r, is fixed. Now if I move along the increasing direction of phi, that is if I move along the unit vector phi, suppose phi is increasing along this direction. So as I move along the increasing direction of phi, that is along the direction of phi cap, this length will be this amount of distance I have traveled along the increasing phi direction will be r d phi, and there is also a change in the z direction because I can move like this and I can move also like this. So on this surface r is fixed, but I can this r d phi is changing because phi is changing and this z is changing. So the surface area along this r direction, r hat direction or r cap direction, will be r d phi dz. Now what will be the surface area along phi cap, that is the unit vector along phi direction? Suppose I am taking this direction, here the phi is fixed, I am taking this point. So how would I reach this point? Now I just start from the center, r is increasing, so there will be a variation in dr, phi is fixed. Now I can move upward or I can move downward, that means z is increasing or decreasing, so there will be a dz associated with this. So along phi cap or phi hat, the surface area will be a dr dz. Similarly, what will be the surface area along z cap? Now if I take this surface on this particular plane, z is constant, so there will be no variation of z. Now I can move like this, that is change in the phi direction, so this arc will be r d phi. And I can also move like this, so there will be a change in r, so that will be the surface area will be dr into d phi. So it is dr into r d phi because the length will be r d phi, the arc length will be r d phi associated with d phi. So these are my vector surface areas along r cap, phi cap and z cap direction. I have formally written the surface areas along r cap, z cap and phi cap directions. What will be the volume element? The volume element will be just simply r dr d phi dz. Now let us look back into the Cartesian coordinate system. If I take just x and y in 2D, this is my x, this is my y. This is the direction of x cap. In this direction x is increasing. This is the direction of y cap. In this direction y is increasing. Suppose I take this angle and I reach here at this point, still the unit vector along y will be along this direction, unit vector along x will be along this direction. Now if I change my angle from the origin and I take this angle and I reach here or maybe here, then this is still the direction of unit vector y and this is still the direction of unit vector x. This is a very important property of Cartesian coordinate system. Now if I just move to some different points, unit vectors in Cartesian coordinate system do not change. What will happen in case of cylindrical coordinate system?